Hello there. In this movie, I'll discuss different types of conditional formatting available in Excel one by one. So let's start with the very first one, highlight cells rule. This is a very simple sheet. We have some salesperson, and this is the date on which they have got their data updated. This is the date when they are planning to get their data updated next time. These are the number of experience they have in the field, and these are their sales data month wise. Okay, so I want to apply highlighting rule here. I want to highlight some data in this particular area, a range, and this is my rule I have defined already. If the number is less than 2000, I'm going to highlight that with a red light, and this is going to be the background and dark red text. Similarly, if someone has sales value more than 9,999, that means greater than or equal to 10,000, then I'm going to make it green. Otherwise, if there is some number between these two, I'm going to make it yellow. So the very first step is select the data where you want to apply the conditional formatting. So I've already done that now. I'll go to the conditional formatting. The very first one is highlight cells rule, and the very first one is greater than. So when I'll pick that, it will ask me for a value, the comparative value, and that is going to be 9,999. So I'll simply enter 9999, 4 times 9, and I'm going to make it green. So I'll select this one. Okay, and you can see each value which are higher than or equal to 10,000, that is highlighted under green color. Now that the entire range is still selected, go to highlight cell rule, less than, and this time I'm going to make it 2000, where it is, and I'm going to make it light red field with dark red text, and this is by default selected, very first entry. Click OK, and now you can see each value which is less than 2000 is highlighted. Now I'll go to conditional formatting, between, and it is going to be 2001 to 9,999, and I'm going to make it yellow. Click OK. Now you can see this number is between 2000 and 10,000, and this is yellow as per our rules. This number is less than 2000 and it is red as per our rule, and this number is greater than 10,000, that is why it is green as per our rule. So this is how you apply these three conditional formatting. Similarly, let us say I want to highlight in this particular column wherever experience is equal to 3. So I'll select this, go to highlight cell rules, equal to, and this is going to be 3, because I'm looking for a person who is having experience equal to 3 years. Select this, and this is going to be right text color, so it should be red text color. Okay, and let me make it red, and I can see 3 is highlighted in red color. Alright, now I can select this, and let us say I'm looking for employee name which contain Sharma. So I can select this data, go to conditional formatting, and there is an option called text that contains, and I'm going to write Sharma, and you can see all these Sharmas have been highlighted. Okay, and I can make it custom color, fill, now font, here it is, green. Okay, there you have it. Then let us say I am working on some date column, so I'll select this, and I want to highlight last week update. So I'll select this, highlight sales rule, a date occurring, because I'm working in date column, and I'm going to make it last week, this one, and I can keep it any color I'm comfortable with, let us say green. And these are the only two dates which is falling between in last week. Okay, and the comparison will start from the system date. So right now the date is 7th of April, and in the last week, that means from 1 to 7, you can see this is the last week's actually. 29 March is the date which is going to fall in this last week, this entire range here. Okay, similarly I can select this one, go to conditional formatting, a date occurring, and next week. So just by doing that, I can have an idea that in the next week I have got 5 different updates waiting for me. Alright, now sometime you need to highlight the duplicate, something like here. So for example, if I select this, go to conditional formatting, highlight sales rule, and duplicate values, and you can see these are the 4 entries I'm going to get as duplicate, because Mr. Rahul Sharma, this person has got 2 entries in this sheet, and Mr. Arvind Sharma has got 2 entry in this sheet. So if I'll do that, you can see now this color red is representing that it has got some duplicacy in this particular column somewhere. Now we have talked about all of this, and let us say you want to make this file clean. Someone has sent this file to you, and you just want to keep the value and you want to remove the formatting. So you have to select this entire thing, go to conditional formatting, clear rules, and select clear rules from entire sheet. So what it will do is, if there is any rules applicable either in this range or beyond this range in this particular sheet, it will remove everything, every rules applicable in this sheet. But right now I'm interested in only this data, so I'll go and select clear rules from selected cells. So any rules which is still applicable in this sheet outside this range will be there, only rules from this area, this range will go away. The next category in conditional formatting is top-bottom rules. So I'll go to top-bottom sheet, and let us say I want to pick top 5 salesmen from this sheet. Okay, and the basis is going to be the total number of total sales value. So I'll select this, I'll go to conditional formatting, top and bottom, top 10 items, and instead of 10 I'm going to type 5, and I can keep it red. So these are 5 sales person, okay, who has got higher sales value. Now similarly, if I wish, I can remove this from this entire sheet first. I can also apply highlight on the basis of percentage. So for example, I'll select this top and bottom, top 10%, and I'm looking for top 30% salesmen. So I'm going to type 30 here, keep it red. Okay, now we have got total 20 entries and 30% of it is 6. So you can see we have got 6 entry highlighted in red color. The same thing is applicable if you are looking for values from the bottom. So let me quickly remove this previous conditional formatting by pressing Ctrl Z, and now I'm going to pick bottom 10, and again instead of 10 I'm looking for only 5, so I'll give 5, and these are the 5 person whose performance were in the bottom 5 row. Okay, so I hope you got the idea. I can again go to top and bottom rules, bottom 10%, and I'm looking for bottom 25% salesman, so I'll simply type 25, click OK, and 25% of 20 is going to be 5. So we have got bottom 5 entry here. Okay, sometime there may be a situation we are looking for salesperson who are performing above average. So I can select this, go to this top and bottom rules, above average, click OK, and if you keep this column selected, you'll see the average is 328, 38, 323. So any value above this value, any value in this column which is higher than this one is going to be highlighted. You can see all these numbers which are highlighted are above this number. And the same is applicable if you're looking for bottom person who are below average, well, whose performance is below average. So I can select this, below average, make them yellow or something, whatever you like. And there you have it. So you do not need to calculate average and sort this data who is performing how much. Okay, you just need to select this column where you want to apply and use this. It's very handy. Go to data bars and see, I'm going to apply some data bars here. So data bar is basically filling up this entire cell with some color, okay, where the length of that you can say filling is directly proportional to the number. So let me give you an idea. Select this entire column, and the very first one I'm going to apply is gradient purple data bar. So data bar, and this is gradient, this one is purple. Now if you look at very closely, you'll find this is the highest value, 54312, and you can see the length of this bar is the 100% of this width. Okay, and similarly this one seems to be the shortest one, so its length is equal to the proportion of this much. So this is basically, if this is a x-axis, and this is basically 0, and this one is 54312, and this end is representing this number. So if I'll select this entire thing and make the color of the text white so that you do not see it, you can see visually, I can see that these are the top performing person comparatively. Okay, so it helps you visualize the data basically. Now if I wish, I can apply solid color as well. So I'll select this data bars and select anything. Okay, this is a bit solid, and again the purpose is same. The length is going to represent the value. And if you'll come here, there is an option called manage rules, and you can see by default the selection is current selection, and current selection is this cell only. So that is the reason why we do not have any rule. But if you'll pick this worksheet, you can see this is the rule that I have applied. Double click on it, and there is an option called show bar only. So when you check this, click OK, apply, you can see the values are no more there. So if you are looking for just visualization, that is a great way. Okay, if you want these values back, you know what to do. Again, go back to manage, double click on this to edit, keep this unchecked. Okay, and now you can see that. Similarly, we have color scales. So in this case, you saw we have gradients. This cell can be filled with a single color in a gradient form or solid form. So this is a solid form, and the previous example that you saw, that was of gradient colors. Now come to this color scale. What if I want to give some color to it and I want to make this cell vary? So I'll go to color scale, and if you look to this, it has got three color: green, yellow and red. Select this, and if you don't know how they are being selected for different color, go to manage rules, double click here, and you can see the midpoint is 50 percentile. So wherever the value is equal to 50 percentile, that will be yellow. Any value lower than this 50 percentile is going to be red, and any value above 50 percentile is going to be green. Okay, and you can see this is how it is going to move. Now if it doesn't make sense to you, let's short this column. So you can see this is orange, so this is near 50 percentile value, these are below 50 percentile, and these are above 50 percentile. So as we are going towards the maximum, it is getting pure red, and as we are getting towards the minimum, it is getting pure, sorry, this was pure green and this is pure red, and in between somewhere in this region it is getting yellow, and that is what we mean by color scale. So the highest the density of this red color has, the lowest the value is, and higher is the intensity of this green color, the highest is the value. Okay, I can go to now icon set. In some cases I do need to apply some icons, and when I'm saying icon, what do I mean? Just have a look. Let us say I'm going to select this data and I'm going to make this one 3 arrow colored. Now if you'll see, it has got 3 colors, and let me, okay, now this is down arrow, and this is basically representing a lower value, and this is a right arrow, this is basically representing any value around the average, and this is the up arrow, and this is basically representing the values which are comparatively higher. Now how does this Excel decide which cell should have which kind of arrow? And to understand that, I have a very simple calculation here which I'll explain in a bit. But before that, select this column, go to manage, double click and have a look. There are two cutoffs given, 67% and 33%. So any value which is more than 67% is going to be green and up arrow. Any value which is higher than 33% but less than 67 is going to be yellow and right arrow, and any value less than 33 is going to be 33% is going to be this red bottom arrow. Okay, now how this 33% and 67% is gets calculated, have a look. Now the very first thing we have to do is we have to find the maximum of this entire number, and if you'll see, I have done that. This is the maximum value of this entire column, which is 54312. You can see that here. The minimum value is 22376, which should have been somewhere here, 22376, and the range is basically the difference of these two. You can see M3 minus M2, so this is the range. Now you have to calculate 33% of the range and 67% of the range. So 33% of this value is somewhere around 10,000. So add this number to the minimum, you will get the cutoff for the 33%. You can see this number is equal to M2 and M5. This is M2, which is minimum value, and this is M5, which is the value at 33% of the range. So sum of these two is going to be the cutoff for 321914. So any value less than this is going to be red, and you can see here we have got 32914 and this is 32992. This is a bit higher than this one and this is lower than this one, and that is why we have a transition here. Similarly, I can calculate 67% by adding the 67% of the range with the minimum value. So when I'll sum them up, it will become something like this, and this number is exactly between these two numbers, and you can see the transition is happening here. The transition is happening here. Now if you want to have some experiment, just select this, manage rules, select this, edit, and instead of 67, let me make it, let us say 75 and 40. Okay, apply. I can see we have got some changes here, and to do that, to match these icons with this value, all I have to do is make this 40 and 75. And now I can see that 40% cutoff is going to be 3500, 150, and this is somewhere between these two numbers. You can see that transition is happening here, and this number is 46328, which is between 44,000 and 48,000. So that is what this 40% and 75% represents in this rule. Okay, now I hope that you are clear with this. There is another way to do this. If you are planning to divide this with the help of some numbers, so let us say I want to plan to highlight anything beyond 30,000, beyond 50,000. So I'll simply make this number and I'm going to type 50,000. So any number which is more than 50,000 is going to be filled with this icon. Any number which is greater than 30,000 and less than 50,000 is going to be filled with this icon. Otherwise it will be filled with this icon. Okay, I just forgot to make it number. Here it is. You can see that now. Apply. Okay, so you can see numbers below 30,000 are filled with this red down arrow. Between 30,000 to 40,000 it is going to be yellow arrow, and this is going to be green arrow in the upward direction. Alright, and sometime just have a look. So this is basically 3 icon set. You can see we are using only 3 icons. In some cases you may require 5 icons. So let me highlight this column, icon sets, and these are these 5 icons rule. So let us say I want to pick this one, and you can see this is filled with a circle, you can say, without any filling in it, and this is 1/4 of the circle is filled. So this is 0, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and fully filled. So 4 and plus 1, 5. The whole range is divided into 5 different category. Now if I wish, what I can do is select this range, go to manage rules, and again this time the value is 80%, 60%, 40%, 20%, and below 20%, and again the calculation is same. Fine. So I hope you got the concept. So that's all from my side. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have some doubt, feel free to post your question as comment. I'll make sure I answer your question as soon as I get online. Okay, thank you.